Hi guys, it's Alexi coming at you with this week's installment of Retro Gaming Goodness. We're just about to wrap up the month of February, and time is just passing by in a flash. Thankfully, when it comes to game releases, things slow down just a bit for us to catch some interesting titles. Always got something for everyone in the retrosphere, that's for sure. Paying tribute to the classics is one of the best ways for budding game devs to not only show their appreciation, but also showcase their skills and exercise their imagination. This week we got a few love letters to retro gaming that are definitely worth checking out, so stick around. But before that, make sure to like and subscribe so you'll always be up to date with the latest retro news. Click that bell icon so you'll know exactly when our news goes live. Let's go! First up, we're taking a look at a very familiar looking game that'll really get the good old noggin working. Scout the Stray for the Commodore 64 is a maze-based game that has players taking on the toll of, you guessed it, a stray dog who's out to collect bones while avoids being caught by some evildoers. LC Games has been hard at work with this title, and it now includes in-game music, along with a few updates and fixes to make playing a far more enjoyable experience. Finding bones on the run is no easy task, so it's a good thing we won't have any trouble helping out good old Scout. In terms of the game, each stage is a randomly generated maze with all the necessary bones scattered around. Each level ends once you find all the bones, and in total, the game has 32 increasingly difficult levels with the speed of the chasers increasing more, so it's intense. Definitely a dog-eat-dog world out there, so make sure Scout stays safe if you decide to pick this game up. It's time to hop into the indie side of retro gaming, especially for those who swear by the PC master race. If you're on Steam right now, you can check out Little Martian Games and their latest release, Beep's Escape. It just oozes old school, and according to the creator, it's a not too subtle nod to the ZX Spectrum games of the 1980s, and particularly the Dizzy franchise of action-adventure games. Yes, indeed. You get them feels just by looking at the aesthetic. You take control of Beep, a brave robot on a mission to escape from the strange tech facility with just your wits and the items around you. If you're the kind of gamer who enjoys old-school platforming, puzzles, and helpful NPCs, then you might be up for the challenge. When it comes to both retro looks and feels, Beep's Escape definitely checks those boxes, and checks them well. So check it out. Now we look at a tribute to an all-time classic which released an old-school console back in the 80s, but now finds its home on PC. Thanks to Tim Ricord, a fun reimagining of It Came from the Desert just dropped on Steam, and it has a nice touch to its title, It Returned to the Desert. Oh, it absolutely did. And it's just unnerving as it was back then. The tactical combat and story-driven adventure game takes you to the desert town of Glint Rock, where a meteor crash is causing a stir that might involve some giant mutated ants later on. Spoiler warning for anyone who hasn't seen the 80s movie. Like any tactical game, you'll recruit a party, prepare for combat, and use your time well just to survive what could be a literal ant-pocalypse. Pretty stuff, I tell ya. If you're curious, the game features retro pixel art, an atmospheric soundtrack, free saving, and best of all, multiple difficulties. It's a very modern take on an almost 40-year-old game, so if you're here for all the monster madness, best check it out on Steam. Well, there you have it, another week of sweet retro gaming goodness. If you have suggestions for any news to cover, or if we missed anything, let us know down below. As always, don't forget to like the video so YouTube's algorithm shows us some love. Again, I'm Alexi, and I'll catch you all again next time.